presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are Ohio.
The Indians started off well last night with a Francisco Lindor home run, but that was it. Doug Fister one-hit them in a complete game effort. Another problem right now, the injury bug. It continues to bite the Tribe, and it got Jason Kipnis last night. The good news is Corey Kluber is healthy after his last start. He'll try to stay on his amazing run since June 1st. Next on Sports Time Ohio. A warm summer night in downtown Cleveland, and it's a pivotal Game 3 between the Indians and the Red Sox in this 4-game series tonight here at Progressive Field. Hi again, everyone. Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning. Boston bounced back to even the series with a big win last night, but the Indians now turn to Corey Kluber, who avoided a huge scare in his last start when he turned his ankle, but he's won his last 4 straight decisions.
Well, it's nice to have Corey back. Yeah, we thought we were going to lose him. He stopped his string of 14 consecutive starts with 8 strikeouts or more, and he twisted his ankle in that last Kansas City start. He got a win, 9-1 in his last 15 starts. He's been outstanding at home. He's 8-1 on the season. And this is a big game for him tonight because they're going to try and beat the Red Sox and get 2-1 in this series.
Here's Corey Kluber with our Hear Right sounds of the game.
It's definitely a challenge. Like you said, they're a good offense and a good team in general. I think that we got 2 good teams playing each other these 4 days, and I think it's a challenge that we're looking forward to. I don't think we're going to back down from it. I think that something we're embracing, and it's kind of a good measure for where we're at right now.
Corey Kluber needs 4 Ks tonight to reach the 200 strikeout plateau for the 4th straight season. Last Indians pitcher to do that, Sudden Sam McDowell in the late 1960s. We'll be back with tonight's first pitch. We'll hear from Alan Jensen. They've got the showstopper, and Andre Knott has the latest on the Tribe's injury news. That's all coming up next. Cleveland Indians baseball is brought to you by W.B. Mason, the official office supplier of the Cleveland Indians. By McDonald's, I'm loving it. By your local Toyota dealers. Visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. And by Nature Stone, the only concrete solution.
Field, third game in a 4-game series. The Indians ace Corey Kluber on the hill tonight against Drew Pomeranz. Welcome back along with Jensen Lewis. Al Pulowski. Time now for our showstopper. And from last night, Salvador Perez returned to the Kansas City lineup. Coming off the disabled list, had some good blocking of balls in the dirt, and he also had an RBI double in his return.
It's critical as their absolute team leader for him to be on the field down the stretch. Sounds like Ned Yost is going to plan some off days, some scheduled off days. He will not play day games after night games. They've got to keep him healthy. The other crazy scheduling note, though, and when you're talking about the Central, Kansas City and Minnesota are going to play each other a bunch in the next 2 to 3 weeks. So you're going to have them beating up on each other. It might be a very welcome break for the Indians as they get ready dealing with all these injuries.
Tonight, the Tribe has the Red Sox. They'll try to take the lead in this 4-game set. Currently, it's even at a game apiece. The men calling it, Matt Underwood and Rick Manning, are upstairs. Let's send it there now, fellas.
Thank you very much, Al. Another day, another Indian headed to the disabled list. For the second game, an Indians player has re-injured himself. And the first game this year was Andrew Miller, who aggravated the knee injury that had originally put him on the DL. And now the same thing has happened to Jason Kipnis. So in Kipnis' place, the Indians have called up Eric Gonzalez, so he is in uniform for tonight's game. And so as we send it down to Andre Knott, I guess the question is, how long do the Indians anticipate Kipnis will be down?
Well, it feels like we're more doctors than actual baseball announcers, the way the last few days have gone. With Jason Kipnis, it looks like in the situation yesterday in the first inning, running out first base, it looks more like he just re-aggravated the hammy. They've given him an MRI, and now they're just going to try to give him more chance or more time to get healthy. Basically, they've hoped that it's some scar tissue that was breaking up more than anything else, but they did put him on the DL, as we've already mentioned and talked about, and they're just going to try to wait this out and get him as healthy as they possibly can, because as we've talked about over the last few days, he never was at 100% with the hamstring. With Danny Salazar, doesn't look bad. They're going to do the same thing with him. There's no structural damage with the elbow, and we'll have to see how long they go about this, but they're going to try to get him, as Mickey Callaway told me, as close to 100% as they can. They think he's going to be all right, and the big one is Andrew Miller. Dr. Parker with the Cavs did look at all the stuff with his knee. They basically say it's normal tendonitis in the knee. They don't think it's nearly as bad as it was the first time. So between the Cavs and the Indians, they're trying to come up with either a brace or the best situation to get him back to close to 100%. But as we said last night, may have to deal with some pain at some point in time. So right now, that's the most that we have, and hopefully we can go, I don't know, 3-4 days without talking about injuries.
Thanks, Doc. You're wanted in the OR.
Well, it's time to circle the wagon. Some guys have to pick up, some guys that are hurt, and they're not going to have them for a matter of time. And you can't put time limits on the players that cannot come back. You worry about who's eligible, who can play, and they got to go out and they got to play through it. And this is a team that has done that every time the case has arisen.
Obviously, the bad thing where injuries to position players like Michael Brantley, Jason Kipnis, even Lonnie Chisenhall, for that matter, are concerned. You're running out of minor league games. Another week, Their season's over.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, September 1, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
We'll just wait and see what happens. Right now, you worry about tonight's ball game. You got your best pitcher on the mound. And let's take a look at the Northern Ohio Honda starting pitcher for the Indians. Corey Kluber has been lights out. We all know that. 12-3 on the year at 267 earned run average. And this guy, you just can't say enough. There's numbers you look at. We've watched him pitch every 5 days. His string of strikeouts of 8 or more stopped in his last start because he twisted his ankle, a little sprain in the ankle. But the great thing is he's back. He did not miss a turn. He's going to go back out there. He's going to give it his best. And in his career, he's 2-3 against the Red Sox with a 4.78 ERA.
And for the Boston Red Sox, John Farrell's starting lineup brought to you by Hankook Tires. The one notable absence in the Red Sox lineup, Jackie Bradley Jr. injured his thumb sliding into home plate last night. Still a formidable unit, though. Eduardo Nunez just kills the Indians and got hot at the end of last night's game as Boston pulled away. Benintendi, he's on fire in the month of August. Devers has cooled down in this series. Hanley Ramirez, though, big bat in the middle. Xander Bogaerts, Mitch Moreland, Vasquez back behind the plate, hitting 8th. Brock Holt, he is batting 9th.
And the Indians defense brought to you by Ram. Looks like this. Geyer is in left field. Jackson gets the start in center with the lefty on the mound. Bruce over in right. Urshela back at third. Lindor at short. Ramirez at second. Encarnacion again at first base. And Gomes is behind the plate.
Alan Porter has the plate tonight. Andy Fletcher is at first. Pat Hoberg, or rather Scott Berry, is at second base. And the crew chief, Bill Welke, is at third.
Yeah, Alan Porter, second time he's going to be behind the plate in this series because he came in after Hunter Wendelstedt went out when he was hit with that pitch and will miss the rest of the series. So he's back at it again.
It's like a carousel on this crew.
No kidding.
Pat Hoberg was here for one day.
Yeah.
And he's out. Scott Berry in his place. So we are ready to go now. Eduardo Nunez steps in. And Corey Kluber's first pitch of the night is a fastball. Threw it right by him.
Well, he was waiting for that fastball probably an hour before the game started. He got it, and he tried to hit that one out of the ballpark.
He got in the cab saying, I'm going to hit a fastball.
Yeah, I'm looking fastball, and I'm getting after it, no doubt.
Out of play to the right. Nunez has played 7 games this year against the Tribe. He's hit .452.
Well, and they controlled him in this series up until the 7th inning of last night. You know, when he doubled in a pair and then hit a 3-run home run in the 8th. But what a pickup for the Red Sox.
Nunez had the 2 hits last night in his last 2 at bats, as you mentioned. That gives him 16 multi-hit games in the last 29 games that he's played.
Well, he's done such a good job. You never hear Dustin Pedroia, who's been out on the DL for the Red Sox for a while. His name's not even mentioned.
Threw the bat at it to stay alive and fouls it out of play.
But the Red Sox, they've been rolling as a team since the end of July. 15-4. That's when the Indians went into Boston to play them for the first time.
Back out of play.
Swing mode. I think 5 pitches, 5 swings, and this pitch up in the zone. Look at the Nissan pitch tracker, up out of the zone, but he gets after it and fouls it off.
Tried to hold up and he went around, says Alan Porter, and now Nunez upset that he didn't ask for help. Porter said, I felt like you went too far. I made the call, and that's that.
Well, and his body really went out in front, and then maybe that sold it a little bit. He was in swing mode. He swung at everything in that. He went. There you go. He was out front. He had the right call. He didn't need help. And as a hitter, you just say, just get some help. He'll be upset, but he did go.
That'll bring up Mookie Betts. Kluber with a fastball strike over the outside corner. Betts 1 for 7 in the series, but in his last 9 games against the Indians, he's batting .351. In the air, and the second baseman Ramirez will make the catch. Barely out onto the outfield grass, 2 away. Storylines tonight brought to you by Wayside Furniture. Corey Kluber needing 4 strikeouts to reach the 200 mark for the 4th consecutive season. The last Indians pitcher to do that was Sudden Sam McDowell. He did it in 6 consecutive seasons from 1965 through 1970. Drew Pomerantz, he's been on a roll that's very Corey Kluber-like.
Yes, I'll tell you, this is a really nice pitching matchup going on tonight.
Andrew Benintendi, the Southern Ohio native, has batted .362 in the month of August with 6 homers and 17 runs batted in. As they say, you get in a stretch like this, the ball Must look like it's just coming in slow motion.
Yeah, well, he's, you know what John Farrell did? He sat him down for about 3 days before he brought him back, and he came back and got very hot. He's going to be playing center field now with Jackie Bradley Jr. on the disabled list today. You heard his hand, his thumb last night coming into a play at home plate.
The 1-2 pitch just missed inside.
They tried to get that comeback fastball over the inside part of the plate that a lot of times he can hit. But if you're going to miss, you miss in off the plate, especially to a hitter that's that hot. And it was not by much. About a ball width off the plate.
Down in the dirt, and Benintendi able to hold up.
Well, that's a pitch he's been swinging at a lot. He did in the first couple of games, that slider down and in. He chased a couple times.
Popped up, playable. Geyer in left field makes the catch. Corey Kluber works a 1-2-3 first. The Indians are coming to bat.
And now it's time for Drew Pomerantz, and he will be our Northern Ohio Hyundai starting pitcher, and he's having a career year. He's off to a great start, 12-4, 331 earned run average, 136 strikeouts in his 130 2/3 innings, and his last start against the Indians, he was a winner, and I'll tell you more about that later.
The Indians starting lineup for Terry Francona, as always, brought to you by Progressive Insurance. For the Tribe tonight, Frankie Lindor leads it off. Austin Jackson will bat second. Jose Ramirez will bat third. Then it's Edwin Encarnacion, Jay Bruce, and Brandon Geyer. Yandy Diaz gets the start tonight at the DH position. He'll hit seventh. Yan Gomes, and then Giovanni Urshela. Drew Pomerantz's first pitch is fouled off.
Pomerantz, a fastball, 92-93, and a good curveball. You'll see that combination a lot tonight. He has other pitches, but he doesn't throw them too often. But he will change the eye level. There's the hook right there.
Pomerantz left his last start with some back spasms. He said they found the root cause of it with the way he works his hips. So he's done a lot of focus on his hips, especially in the bullpen, and how he throws the baseball and his windup, his delivery. It feels like that may alleviate the back issue. Lindor strikes out, one away.
Let's check out that Sox defense, brought to you by WB Mason. Holt in left, Benintendi in center, Betts over and right. Devers at third, Bogarts at short, It'll be Nunez at second, Moreland at first, and Vasquez again behind the plate.
John Farrell watching Pomeranz deliver up and away. Ball one to Austin Jackson.
Pomeranz, a ERA of 6 in the first inning. His 24 starts has given up 16 earned runs. This is a guy, he's has swing and miss stuff. There's a 2-0 pitch, and he comes in with a nice breaking ball. So you can see he really likes that pitch early in the first 2 hitters.
Curveball, called a strike to even the count.
And a big slow hook. That's like an old Barry Zito curveball. Look at this one where it starts out and it comes in and he gets the call.
High fastball. And a 3-2 hit on the ground to the shortstop, Xander Bogaerts. 2 down. Batting third tonight for the Indians is Jose Ramirez. Ramirez was as hot as any hitter in the game for most of the season, but since the All-Star break, it's been a different story. He's had a tough time getting it going again offensively. He's 0 for his last 14, and his batting average since the All-Star break is just .223. Called a strike to even the count at 1-1. He is doing a nice job of going inside and getting that call on the inside corner.
Well, that's one, if he's going to get that pitch, that's going to make it tough, because you see the curveball that he threw to Jackson, it looked like it wraps around the plate. That's going to be a long night if you're a hitter, if you're getting that pitch on the inside and also that breaking ball on the outside. But that's one thing that Doug Fisher did last night. He was not afraid to pitch the hitters inside.
That's up high, ball 4. So the Indians have a 2-out base runner as Edwin Encarnacion will get a chance to face Pomeranz.
Pomeranz was the Indians' first-round draft pick, 5th overall pick in 2010 draft. He was traded to the Rockies, but left-hander that they thought highly of, but he's having a career year. He really is pitching well between him and Chris Sale. They have 34 wins between the two of them, 34 and 15.
Flips the curveball up out of the strike zone.
Again, when we wrap up this series tomorrow, Chris Sale will be on the mound for the Red Sox. So they've got a couple of tough left-handers they got to get through tonight and tomorrow.
Broke his bat, popped him up, and should get him out of the inning. Xander Bogaerts makes the catch. No score after 1.
At bat on your smartphone or tablet. You can stay connected with radio broadcasts, stats, news, and more. Download the #1 app for live baseball. That's MLB.com at bat.
Hanley Ramirez will step to the plate to lead off the second inning for Boston. Swung on and missed, and he lost his hat. Fastball misses up and away. Good pitch, fastball right over the heart of the plate, and Ramirez takes it for strike 1 and 2.
Well, it looks like he has pretty good movement on that two-seamer early in the game. Hanley Ramirez loves to hit here. Beautiful.
Got him looking outside corner, painted it perfectly. Second strikeout for Kluber. One down here in the second.
Yeah, that's the pitch. It didn't come back in the first inning, but it does right here. That movement. Look where Gomes' glove is. And he got him started out there about 6 inches off the plate, and that thing came back beautifully. Look at the movement on that. Boy, that's when he can throw that pitch and he has that slider going away. It's no wonder this guy is going to have 200 strikeouts here soon.
Rafael Devers, the 20-year-old who has opened a lot of eyes since literally bursting onto the scene with 8 homers, 16 runs batted in. And this is Rafael Devers' 24th career game.
Here comes the changeup to the lefties that Corey's throwing. Look at that movement going down and away.
And inside with a fastball, and he locked him up. Third strikeout for Kluber. Back-to-back Ks here in the second.
I'll tell you what, that movement is unbelievable. He had it on the changeup, then followed it up with a fastball. Look where Gomes is sitting again. He's sitting in off that plate, and if that ball doesn't come back, it's fine. It's still a good pitch, but it had the movement to come back on the inside corner.
Xander Bogaerts taking a called strike. And swings over the top of the breaking ball. It's quickly 0-2.
And you can see what he did after he started him off with the sliders for a strike. He's going to expand it and not throw a strike, but he gets him to chase it.
Swung on and missed. He struck him out. Kluber strikes out the side and reaches 200 strikeouts for the 4th consecutive season. Jay Bruce will lead off for Cleveland. He's the lone left-handed bat in the lineup tonight for Terry Francona. Brandon Guyer and Yandy Diaz also due up. Fastball misses upstairs, ball one.
Not that it matters a whole lot, but here's the second straight left-hander they're going to see after seeing Eduardo Rodriguez. It has a batting average 100 points higher to left-handers than right-handers, and this is only left-hander in the lineup, but a .330 batting average against lefties.
Well, he threw a high fastball to Jay Bruce, then he threw a breaking ball down on the dirt. He's even the count of 1-1. There's the breaking ball again.
Yeah, and that's where you change your eye level. Well, that good curveball where you can almost bounce it. That's why that fastball upstairs, it really changes your eye level, makes it tough.
Slow chopper flying over, and a close play is called safe. Tell you what, Rafael Devers did everything he could. He came a long way for that slow bouncer, and he flipped it to Moreland at first, but Rick, it looked like there were three bodies all converging on the bag at the same time.
Yeah, and remember now, Devers is a third baseman, so he got it and went in for the flip, and it was just a half a step where he had to get it to flip, and Bruce beats it out, so very good hustle to get a base hit. And Farrell says he's going to wait to get a look at it as he beats it out. He was going to beat the pitcher there. It was just a matter of beating that flip from Devers, who was on the second base side. They keep their shortstop Bogarts on the shortstop side. It was close, but I think he got the foot down.
You see a lot of infielders now go to the flip right from the glove.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if he was maybe too far away to try that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He's on the other side of the infield. It's a little tougher. If he was a second baseman or maybe a shortstop. He did a pretty good job, though, to get rid of it quickly. Just wasn't hit that hard.
So Jay Bruce aboard to start the second for Cleveland as Brandon Guyer tries to spark a rally here. Guyer batting .292 over his last 23 games with 10 runs scored, 9 runs batted in. And that 10th run that he has scored in his last 23 games was the game winner of the series opener.
That's right. It was a winner. And you know what? They need Brandon to step up there. And he's been solid at the plate. He's looked well. Hit the ball on the nose sometimes and made a few outs, but it's coming. He's swinging a lot better.
I said to you the other day, he looks, for the first time this year, he looks like the player we saw last year. First part of the season,
healthy.
Something just didn't look right. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe he wasn't just healthy fully. I don't. Who knows? But as you said, they need him right now.
Yes, they do.
He's been able to step in and help out. The 2-1. Cuts and misses to even the count.
Well, he had that big home run when we were in Boston. You remember that? I think it was a 2-run homer.
The 2-2, and he bounced it in there again. Vasquez with another good block.
Well, that's what you have to do too when you're on base with this guy. You got to be ready. You can see that curveball. Looks like a knuckle curve where it will bounce, and you've got to be ready to run. He pinned it up against his leg. That was a nice job to keep it from ricocheting off, wasn't it? Keep Jay Bruce at first. Fastball away.
And he's out looking on a fastball away.
Yeah, he threw a low dart for his second strikeout. And then you see that big slow curveball, and all of a sudden, boom, he throws that little dart right there on the outside edge. So that's out number one.
You know, we often talk about player development when a team drafts a guy, how long it takes. You know, you take a player in the first round, well, how long can you expect before he's contributing at the big league level? The question varies from player to player, position to position. But for Drew Pomeranz, the Indians drafted him 5th overall in 2011, and you could say it's taken 7 years for him to finally reach his, not only the potential he has, but the potential the Indians envisioned when they made him the 5th overall pick in the draft.
That's right. Well, he went in that Ubaldo Jimenez trade to Colorado, if you remember. Him and White, Alex White.
His first full season with the Rockies, he was 2-9 with an ERA of 4.93. Didn't get any better the next year. Then he went to Oakland. Kind of moderate to mediocre results with the A's. They even put him in the bullpen at one point.
Yeah, but they always felt that anywhere he has pitched, they knew he had a good arm. And if they could get him straightened out, he's going to win. And I'll tell you what, he's got a nasty curveball. His problem sometimes has been health, staying healthy.
Swing and a miss, strikes out Diaz. Well, last year between San Diego and Boston, he was 11-12. And so I think there were still people wondering, you know, is this guy ever going to really turn that corner? Is he just going to be one of those sort of middle of the road type pitchers? Well, he's answered. He's answered with a resounding yes this year, going 12-4 with a 3.31 ERA.
Yeah, he's matched up, and he's, you know, when you figure you have Rick Porcello, who was last year's Cy Young, 8-14, he's not having that year. This year, this guy steps up, takes a lot of pressure off that pitching staff. And you know, these guys doing it without David Price. David Price still on the disabled list. Last time we heard, he's still throwing on flat ground, maybe 60 feet, if that.
The 0-1 in tight. Fastball taken for a strike. It's now 1-2. No score, bottom of the second. High with the heater, 2-2. Indians began the day 5 games better than Minnesota in the loss column in the Central standings. They're 6 games in front of third place Kansas City. Red Sox began the day 4 games ahead of the Yankees in the loss column in the AL East. That's low, full count. Giovanni Urshela would be next. Jay Bruce will be off once Pomeranz delivers the 3-2 pitch. Struck him out to retire the side. Pomeranz and Kluber have each fanned 4 in the first 2 of this scoreless duel. baseball break. Fastest to 200 strikeouts by an Indians pitcher in a single season. Kluber's done it in just 147 innings of work. Mitch Moreland, leading off the bottom of the third, takes a fastball up and away.
Well, when you have 10 or more strikeouts in 11 of your last 15 games, that's certainly going to get you there in a hurry.
In the air, right field, Jay Bruce trotting in, makes the catch. One down.
Corey Kluber early in this ball game, he has it all going, man. The good slider, the comeback fastball, the changeup to lefties. I mean, he has terrific movement on this thing, and a lot of swings and misses.
Corey Kluber unbeaten after an Indians loss this year.
Yeah, 5-0, 175. Any number you look at with this guy, it's spectacular.
Fly ball right field.
And this helps too when you can have a few innings where you can have minimal pitches.
Well, the Boston Red Sox have traded for Rajai Davis. With Jackie Bradley Jr. going on the DL with that right thumb injury, that tells you that they believe it's a fairly serious injury. And they go out and get Davis, who's a
we know
terrific defender,
yes,
good on the bases. Batting average is obviously down this year for him,
but this could be a pickup for him.
Certainly.
It's a great move. Boston, nothing to lose.
Go from a last place club to an opportunity to play in the postseason now once again.
Well, before the game, John Farrell said there's a splint on Bradley Jr.'s thumb. Basically hurt it on the outside of the thumb, and he didn't have a timetable, so the trade doesn't surprise me at all. When he said he didn't have a timetable at all when he would be back.
Right.
Yeah, I think they were sending him back to Boston to get an MRI on it. The 1-1 pitch. Well, the A's just finished their game. They were in extra innings today.
Oh, there was the slide last night, and you can see him shaking that hand. He came back to try and get the home plate, which he did. But in turn, he hurt that thumb.
I would think there's a real good opportunity. Well, Rajai Davis could be here in time for tomorrow's series finale. He's in Baltimore with the ball club. That's an easy flight from Cleveland.
Yeah, they don't have one you could drive if you wanted to get here.
It's not going to get crazy though.
Well, you know, Raj get the limo.
2-2. Struck him out looking. Corey Kluber is fan 5. 9 up, 9 down through 3. No score in Cleveland. cold one to stay tuned later in the game for Miller Time, brought to you by Miller Lite. Beautiful. I mean, absolutely perfect night here at the ballpark. Game time temperature 74 degrees.
Yeah, the heat, humidity, gone.
Almost feels a bit like October, doesn't it? Check foul.
Getting close. A little cooler in October, I think, than this. No.
Early October.
Okay, I'll take it.
Urshela trying to chop one up the middle, but it goes right to Nunez, and the second baseman throws him out, one down. Our great clip of the game from last night, courtesy of Francisco Lindor. The only hit the Indians had, and it started the game. Only the fourth team since at least 1913.
Yeah.
To lead a game off with a home run and then not get another hit the rest of the way.
I'll tell you what, Pfister was outstanding last night. You know, that pitch, one pitch away from being a no-hitter. He only faced 2 over the minimum.
Now, you and I watched Pfister for years, whether it was with the Tigers, Seattle. I mean, he has that ability to go out there and make it look easy when he's on. Just get guys to beat it into the ground one after another.
And, you know, for the Red Sox, they only had 4 pitchers to allow a solo homer in a one-hitter. And that is Pfister, and then Pedro Martinez did it, Dennis Eckersley, and Dave Moorhead. That's it. So it's news on their side too.
But you know, when you get a sinker baller who works fast, Jake Westbrook comes to mind. When they get locked in, we saw Jake could make it look easy from time to time. Go out there and just deal. You look up and you're in the 9th inning, and where did the time go?
Yeah, ground ball after ground ball out. Here you go. You don't have to strike them out. They pitch to contact. They command the strike zone. Everything working well.
Here's Pomerantz now with a 3-2 offering to Francisco Lindor. Checked. Did he go? He did not. Ball 4. So the Red Sox were ready to throw the ball around the horn. Vasquez can't believe that it wasn't a strike. Pomerantz can't believe it's not a strike.
Well, he's calling on the pitch, is what Vasquez is saying. He's saying that's a strike. What are you talking about? And it was right there. Lindor saying he didn't swing.
Ooh.
But I'll tell you what, they get a walk and they're shocked. They thought it was a strike.
After seeing that replay, I can see why. That
yeah,
like
it was a good pitch. He lucked out. He caught a break right there.
Pomerantz, it's still on his lips.
I have to say, he was fooled by that curveball.
And Austin Jackson looks at a fastball for strike 1. Jackson grounded out his only time up. Last 30 games, Austin Jackson has batted .368. Doubles up on the fastball and gets ahead of him 0-2. You know, we often think of efficiency or good pitching as being guys that get swings and misses, strikeouts. But last night, Tom Bochenek was telling me that there were 114 pitches thrown by Pfister and only 6 swings and misses.
Yeah.
The whole night.
I know. Well, he's a pitch to contact guy. That's why he moves it. That's why he works quickly. He gets in a rhythm. He gets in a tempo.
And that's something you think about. Young pitchers have to overcome the fear of contact. Because some young pitchers, when they come up to the big leagues, they're afraid, and they end up walking guys because they're afraid to throw the ball near the plate.
Well, he's been around a long time, and you know, maybe he had a time when he had to battle at it.
Jackson punches one deep left. It is a foul ball by maybe a foot. My goodness, that was close to staying right down the chalk.
Boy, I'll tell you what, it didn't miss by much either, Matt. That thing, Jackson had a feeling it would have been a double, and I don't think Lindor would have scored, but he gets that curveball down and in, and watch it. Yeah, not by much, boy. That was so close. I don't think he's going to see that curveball down and in there again.
Fans getting a look at it on the big video board. You could hear the collective groan. It was so close.
Yeah.
The 0-2 up high with a heater.
Yeah, Drew Pomeranz, 55% of his pitches are fastballs. 37 are curveballs. So that's the bulk of it right there. He doesn't mess around. He changes the eye level and he comes right at you. He's been ahead of him.
Almost chased after it, but Jackson able to hold up.
So far, Vasquez doing a nice job of keeping that curveball that bounces in the dirt in front of him. And he's seen a number of them, 6 of them.
Lindor draws a throw.
He doesn't have much of a move, but he's awfully quick to the plate.
Full count.
Well, from 0-2 to 3-2, here we go again. Austin Jackson working a pitcher.
He's been dynamite at working counts. We've seen him have a number of 8, 9, 10 pitch at bats this year. Good 2-strike hitter.
6th full count for Pomeranz.
Lindor takes off, and the payoff pitch is fouled back.
Well, you can see what the Indians are thinking, man. With a guy at the plate, you hope he puts it in play, and you started Lindor in that situation in hopes of finding a hole.
Well, you mentioned all the full counts, Rick. He's averaging just a little over 5 1/3 innings per start this year.
Well, that's the difference. You're going deep and into the count with all your hitters down there. We're only in the 3rd inning, 6 full counts.
Lindor not running this time. Strike 3 called. It's 5 strikeouts now for Pomeranz. 2 down in the inning.
Came back with that low dart just the way he did to Yan Gomes. And hits it on the outside edge, man. You watch it. Boom. Perfect pitch. By rights, he should be out of the inning. He's still going to have to work his way through it.
Jose Ramirez with a walk, his first time up. Right out the shortstop, and the side is retired. 3 complete from Progressive Field, no score. Eduardo Nunez this year has put up pretty good numbers against the Indians.
Well, 12 ribbies and 36 at bats, I'll say. And for the bulk, I think he hit third one game when we were in Boston. For the most part, he's been leading off.
Corey Kluber struck him out his first time to the plate. He has fanned 5 through the first 3 innings. Pop back. Now the 1-1. Uh-oh, slow chopper. Kluber off the mound. Bare hand grab. Throw it up first. And Nunez is safe.
Now it looked like Corey was just a little ginger going off at that ball. He didn't rush, but they may wait and see if they can get a replay if it beat him or not. He got down the line pretty well. Called safe. Let's see what happens. Here he comes, the bare hand, gets it, throws it.
The hitter now for Boston, right field.
He's safe. And that'll go as the first hit of the game for Boston.
Yeah, infield single.
So Mookie Betts, who popped up on the infield, is only time up. Takes strike 1.
This guy and you get an aggressive count. You may want to start a runner here. Betts, not that he's going to get a fastball, but he can get the barrel of the bat to the baseball if you ever wanted to start a runner, because Kluber's around the plate so much. The unfortunate thing, though, is that he has swing and miss stuff, and that's exactly what can happen. You get a guy swing and miss and you're trying to hit and run. You got to make sure you can put the ball in play, and that's not easy to do off Kluber.
Swung on and missed. Corey Kluber gets his 6th strikeout of the night. 1 down here in the 4th.
Let's watch this breaking ball out of the zone. The right-handers just have a tough time holding up on it. They got to chase after it. On the year, base stealers have stolen 15 out of 20 bases when Corey's on the mound.
Andrew Benintendi fly to left in the first inning. Benintendi has hit in 14 of his last 15 games. One ball, 1 strike. Benintendi fouling it off. 1-2.
Send out some birthday wishes. Tom Palumbo is turning 90. Ward Buck of Madison is 82. Marilyn Clark of Norwalk is 75. Happy birthday to y'all.
Fires over to first. The 1-2 is up and away. Even though the Indians swept Boston in the ALDS last year, Andrew Benintendi homered in all 3 games for Boston.
Not a bad first postseason.
Oh, you're not kidding.
Even though you were swept out, you did your share.
Kluber strikes him out here. Give him number 7 on the night.
Just a firm breaking ball down, and that's the one you just can't lay off. He took it in his first at bat, but he got him to chase here with 2 strikes. And I mean, this was a tight, harder one. Put a little more on it. It was like cutting in and not straight down. So it gets strikeout number 7.
And it brings up Hanley Ramirez, who was called out on strikes his first time up. Ramirez has picked up a hit in 4 straight games for Boston. A couple of doubles and a home run. And Kluber once again gets ahead with a fastball strike. Second time tonight Ramirez has swung and missed.
He's going to
lost his helmet.
The way Kluber's slider's going or breaking ball's going tonight, he's going to need a strap on that helmet, or it is going to keep falling off. He's watched the head, and he's going to lift, and there it is. You'll either have to glue it or get yourself a chin strap.
I'm guessing with the dreadlocks, he's just got a helmet that may be a little bit too big. Trying to fit all that hair underneath that helmet. It just doesn't fit real good. Here is the 0-2 offering from Kluber. Bounced well in front of the plate. What a job by Gomes to block that.
Just keep it in front.
Keeping Nunez tied up at first base. Watch Yan Gomes move his feet here. And just keep that ball right there in front of him.
Kluber tonight, again, he has 2 strikeouts on 0-2 counts. When he gets you to 0-2, he has walked 2 guys, struck out 91 in 140 plate appearances.
Lazy pop foul, out of play. Well, you can't strike him out until you get the 2 strikes, and when he gets the 2 strikes, chances are he's gonna strike you out.
Yeah, that's right. With his stuff,
he's punched out over 200 on the year in 148 in 2/3 innings. Close. Let's see, Ramirez was rung up his last time to the plate, and that was just a tad high.
Yeah, that's upstairs, but it had to come back to it.
Yeah. Good night. Strikeout number 8 for Corey Kluber.
I know whose hand that is.
Hey, you guys have been looking for him all week long.
Yes, we have.
I figured I'd show you where one was at.
Beautiful.
For the people at home that couldn't come to the game tonight, maybe I'll tell them to, email Arch and see if we can get this one special one that I'm keeping down here in the dugout.
They don't trust us with bobbleheads.
I've noticed that, so I had to go to the back channels to get one. But tonight's Terry Francona, 2016 Manager of the Year bobblehead right here in live in action. I'm going to see if he'll sign it for me here in about the 5th or 6th inning and let you guys know.
All right. Thanks, Andre. Edwin Encarnacion leading off here in the home half of the 4th. Pomerantz flips the breaking ball up there, and it's a little bit off the mark, 2-1.
Well, these two pitchers have been so good. The hits that they have given up have not left the infield. Jay Bruce had an infield single, you remember, as he beat it out. And so did Nunez. They were both bang plays at first base.
There's the big hook, and that one drops in for a strike. Threw it again and struck him out. That's a half dozen Ks for Pomerantz. One down here in the bottom of the 4th. This has been a pitching dominated ball game, and when you look at these two teams over the course of the year, they're very evenly matched.
Yes, they are. But tonight it's all about pitching. You better take advantage of every situation you get, at least while these starters are in there the way they are pitching tonight.
Jay Bruce swings through it.
Here we go. How many times is this going to happen on one night? We've got a couple of 70th anniversary wishes we want to send out. Louis and Pauline Jerome of Caldwell, and Dante and Joanne Zarlinga celebrating their 70th anniversary.
Well,
congratulations.
Happy anniversary to both. Wow. A pair of 70.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. That doesn't happen too often.
Oh, Jay Bruce gets drilled up around the shoulder. Luckily, it was the shoulder that absorbed it, and it didn't get him higher up around that helmet.
Well, that's true, too, but it sounded like it hit pretty flush, and that ball didn't roll far. He had to wear this one, man. That one up, and you're right, man. That got him right on the shoulder. That had to hurt. My goodness, that was a thud, so that got him solid. Oh, look at it. Ball stayed right there.
One on, one out for Brandon Guyer. Fourth base runner of the night for Indians. 2 walks, a hit batter, 1 hit. Bruce had the 1 hit, and that was an infield
there
signal.
You go.
Now a line drive base hit to left for Guyer.
That's the first really legitimate hit that got to the outfield
of this game.
Yes, indeed. So Guyer gets a breaking ball. Might have been a little bit upstairs, but he gets enough of it to get it out. There it is, right there. So a good swing. Now with 1 out, they have runners at first and second. And boy, this is when you have to take advantage if you can.
Well, Yandy Diaz is the batter, and it would be nice to see him try to bring some of that success that he had in the minor leagues to the big league stage. He is 0 for his last 13 as a Cleveland Indian. But in 85 games at AAA this year, he led the International League with a .350 batting average. High ball 1. Yandy takes 2-0.
And I think Pomeranz again staring in. I think he thought he had a strike there on a firm fastball, to be honest with you. I could just see him gazing in. He was a little shocked. Look at Johnny Farrell. He thought the same thing.
His look isn't one of shock. It's disgust.
Yes, it's wanting to say something is what it is.
Oh, Diaz had a rip, but fouled back 2-1.
And you know, he threw him the breaking ball, and he did that earlier to a hitter, Austin Jackson, his first at bat, 2-0, a curveball. So maybe he was watching. He had a pretty healthy cut there.
Jay Bruce at second base. Guyer is at first. No 1 out here in the 4th. No score in the game. And Diaz again cannot connect. And it's 2-2. That time it was the fastball.
They wanted it in, but that's that low dart. He seems it has the, I don't know if that has run to it or not, but they were sitting inside, and it was a good low fastball.
And he strikes him out again. That's 7 Ks now for Pomeranz. 2 down in the inning.
He came right at him, and I think after he saw that he had a pretty good swing on the 2-0 breaking ball, he went right back to the heater and threw 2 by him. So he gets out number 2. Now it's going to be up to Yan Gomes to see if they can take advantage.
Fouled right back. Yan Gomes on the year is batting just .219, but with runners in scoring position, he's batting .250, and he's even a little better than that when there are 2 outs and runners in scoring position.
Seems to be the trait for the catchers for the Indians.
Yeah.
That's the one you have to lay off if you're Gomes. That fastball up.
Half of Gomes' RBI total is with 2 out hits.
There you go. And the same with Roberto Perez. What, 10 of his 20 RBIs, or how many does he have?
Give me a second.
I got to look too.
Check that one out. For Roberto Perez,
10 of his
10
22.
of his 20. So these guys do the heavy lifting. But a tough task now, down 0-2. Pomeranz has already struck out 7 tonight, and now he wants to talk to Vasquez face to face.
Well, when you have an 0-2 count, you might as well get on the same page. You don't have to throw a strike here. He just threw the high fastball by him. So I don't know if they're talking about maybe wanting to throw a curveball or another fastball. He got him with the fastball last time. And maybe he feels he can throw it by him.
Gomes fouling one straight back. And it stays 0-2. Pomeranz in the 4th inning, closing in on 80 pitches already tonight.
Well, that's par for the course, isn't it, with him? He throws a lot.
Yeah.
Goes deep into the count.
Strikes him out. It gives Pomeranz 8 Ks through 4 innings of shutout baseball. He is matching Corey Kluber thus far here tonight. Is brought to you by Levin Furniture. For the best deals on furniture and mattresses, shop Levin's. And by Cleveland Clinic, Express Care online. Download it now for free. Top of the 5th inning. No score. Corey Kluber has pitched 1 hit shutout baseball through 4, striking out 8. His counterpart, Drew Pomeranz, has also struck out 8. He's given up 2 hits. He has walked 2 and he has hit a batter. So he's had a little more traffic. He's throwing more pitches. But when you go up against the guy of the caliber of Kluber with the resume he has and you're Drew Pomeranz, you're expected to just keep your team in the game. And he's doing that.
Yeah, but he's doing it not quite the rate Kluber is when it comes to pitch count. Well, his night could come to an end a little sooner, maybe.
The 1-1. Pushed him back a little bit with a fastball, 2 balls and a strike. And Devers cuts and misses. We've said that a lot tonight on both sides.
Yes, no kidding. And he came right back in there tight. Get the big swing.
If you liked watching pitch to contact baseball, last night was your night. You like swings and misses, you've come to the right place. The 2-2, bounced it in there. And a full count now for Rafael Devers. Every once in a while you get one of those uncorked, and luckily there's nobody on base, because if you're a catcher, you have no idea which way that ball is.
Well, he was
bounce.
just talking to the home plate umpire saying, hey, I just put my glove up there. Thank goodness it hit it. Yeah, you don't know which way. It's so far out in front of the plate how it's going to bounce.
The line and the 3-2. And Devers fouled it off of his foot. .40 of 58 pitches have been strikes tonight for Corey Kluber. Weekly chop to first. Eddie with the flip to Kluber. 1 down. Time for a game break. Here's Al Pawlowski.
All right, Matt, Rick, today in Baltimore, they went 12 innings, and Manny Machado continued his scintillating month of August.
Wow.
His 28th homer of the year. He has 10 home runs and 31 runs batted in 22 games in August. O's beat the A's 8-7, fellas.
Didn't he just hit a walk-off grand slam?
He did.
After
last week,
that was
yeah.
3 in 1 game.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, he's on fire.
All right, thanks, Al. Here's Xander Bogaerts, who struck out his first time up.
By the way, another note in that game, Britton's consecutive save streak at 60 was stopped.
Oh, yeah?
When Oakland tied it up in the 9th, yes.
The 1-0 pitch. In for a strike. 60 in a row. That's pretty
That's
amazing.
crazy. It's wild. He had that streak. Well, it came to an end. And even though he was hurt this year, he came back and kept it rolling for a while.
Beats it into the ground. Lindor throws him out. 2 down.
Well, purchase 2018 season tickets now and unlock success to all of this year's postseason games. It includes the World Series. You don't want to get shut out. Just go to Indians.com/season tickets.
Mitch Moreland, who flied to right. His only time up is the batter. Hit well, deep right field, and the Red Sox take the lead. Mitch Moreland with his 15th home run of the year, and the Red Sox second hit of this game. But it leaves the yard, and Boston is ahead here in the 5th.
That looked like it might have been a cut fastball that's upstairs, and he muscled it out. Check it out, the pitch. There it was. Little cut fastball. He's kept his hands back nicely, and Bruce will run out of room. So Boston hits a home run. They're last in the league. That's 133rd, but they have a 1-0 lead.
Christian Vasquez, fly to right his only time up, takes a strike. He went fishing. It's 0-2. That time he laid off. And a ball and 2 strikes. Just a bit high with the heater, and we're even at 2-2.
There's a pitch he wanted to try and get him to chase upstairs. So change the eye level. See if he comes back with the slider. Fastball away.
Swing and a miss. Strikes him out. Corey Kluber has fanned 9 on the night. But one swing of the bat from Mitch Moreland has put Boston on top 1-0.
And the Kansas City Royals will be in town, plus 10,000 fans will receive a scarf courtesy of United Airlines. After the game, you stay for the fireworks. Just visit Indians.com for the tickets.
Home half of the 5th, Indians down a run. Giovanni Urshela to lead it off, and fouls the first pitch back out of play. Urshela sends a fly ball to shallow right. Mookie Betts racing in, makes the catch. 1 away. Let's go down to Andre Knott.
Guys, we've talked so much about injuries over the last 3 to 4 days with the Cleveland Indians that Terry Francona's been asked a lot of questions about how do you keep your team up, how do you keep your team going. And after quoting last night the one and only Joe Dirt, I thought Terry had a great quote today where he says there are times when winning is tougher than others. It's why you just try to win the day and not worry about tomorrow until it gets here. And I think that plays into who this team is and why this team has been able over the last few seasons to combat the injuries that they've gone through. And then he put in, and we got the best pitcher in baseball pitching today, so we're happy. Let's go.
Well, that's true. You always have to feel good, and you're going through a time now where you really want to win. When Kluber or Carrasco, they toe the rubber, you want to win those games.
A little low to Francisco Lindor, 1-1.
Even the way Trevor Bauer's been dealing. I mean, hey, look, they've been on a great roll pitching wise, and offensively, you know, you're going to have to, you may struggle, but you're going to have to get some runs. Take advantage of situations.
Carlos Santana not on the DL, but out of the lineup for the second straight day, listed as day-to-day. The 1-2 pitch struck him out on the ball in the dirt. Vasquez has to throw to first. He does. 2 down. One more left with the Red Sox. Royals come in over the weekend, and the Indians hit the road for another long stretch. Yankees for 3 in the Big Apple. Then the Detroit. That's a double header on Friday. And then finish up the trip with 4 in Chicago.
Yeah, that day off on Thursday in Detroit will end a string of 23 consecutive games played.
But back-to-back 11-game road
trips.
trips.
Yeah, I know it's bad timing. But hey, look what they did the last time. 8-3 on the road. You know, sometimes it just doesn't matter where you play.
Maybe at some point during that road trip, might see some of those guys from the DL return, like Lonnie Chisenhall, Michael Brantley, perhaps Jason Kipnis. Missed with the big curveball. Danny Salazar, Andrew Miller also on the DL on the pitching side of things. So it is a banged up club right now. But as they say in baseball, the train stops for no one. The 3-1. And he chased a fastball up high, full count. Pomerantz with an opportunity to have a 1-2-3 inning for the first time tonight. And that will enable him, if he's able to complete it, to pitch into the 6th inning. Maybe not. 2-out walk keeps the inning alive for Jose Ramirez. Back down to Andre.
Quickly, Carlos Santana is available to pinch hit tonight. Should be back in the lineup tomorrow with that back. And for Lonnie Chisenhall, he and his wife Meredith had a healthy baby girl. He's expected to be here at the park on Friday. The team will look over him. He'll talk, probably go out for another day or two, and then be back with the big club if everything works out the right way.
Thanks, Andre. Here is Jose Ramirez. Takes a high fastball. Ramirez drew a 2-out walk in the first. Grounded into an inning-ending fielder's choice in the third. And after missing on back-to-back pitches, Vasquez goes out for a chat. Nobody up in the Boston bullpen. But as we said before, Pomerantz, he's averaging fewer than 6 innings per start for the season.
Yeah, I find weird. I look up at that scoreboard now, Matty, and I see Jose Ramirez 299.
Yeah, under 300.
I mean, that's the first time since June 16th that he has been under the 300 mark. That's incredible.
He's hit a dry patch, and it's not just the 0 for 15 that he's currently mired in. He just, you know, since the All-Star break, there just have been more downs than ups for him. And you have to believe a lot of it is due to the fact that he plays every day, maybe just a bit worn down. 2-0.
Well, he did get a couple days off, but that was because he was hit by a pitch, and that was put him in agony when he was hitting from the left side of the plate in Minnesota.
The 2-1. Fouled right back. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Again, they're getting that fastball. And they're a lot of them just following it off. They can't square it up.
Picked him up on the infield. Bogarts, the shortstop, takes care of it. 5 in the books. Boston 1, Cleveland 0. Toyota dealers, 1 pitch, 1 swing, 1 run. That is the story of the game. Well, it's the story from an offensive standpoint. The story of the game has been the dynamite pitching by both Corey Kluber and Drew Pomeranz. They have each struck out 9 in 5 innings of work. But the home run by Moreland has the Red Sox on top 1-0. Brock Holt sends a fly ball to center field. Austin Jackson runs that down, 1 away.
Yeah, for Corey Kluber, he has given up a home run in 8 consecutive starts. But you think you're going to have to do something offensively. And, you know, he's had a couple of starts this year. If you remember that start against Colorado, Matt, he came off after pitching 9 innings. He was trailing 1-0. They had a comeback win against Colorado 3 starts ago to get a walk-off in this ballpark. So Kluber's going to keep him right there and give him an opportunity. He's had a good number pitch-wise. He's only at 70.
Top of the order, and Eduardo Nunez is the batter. Nunez, a little dribbler just to the left of the mound. He was able to beat out by a whisker for an infield hit. And it was the first hit of the game in the 4th inning. And then Kluber responded by striking out the next 3 hitters. Ripped it back to the screen, 1-2. Down in the dirt. Evens it up 2-2. Fastball up and away. Full count. Kluber's thrown 75 pitches, 50 have been strikes. Tops the fastball and will do it again. foul back.
This guy, he can get in the swing mode, you know, and he finds a way.
Yeah.
If he doesn't hit it hard somewhere, to foul it off and stay alive.
It's like we're watching a golf match here tonight.
I said,
Quiet.
well, there's not a lot of hits. People like to see offense. These guys are dealing.
Line drive caught by Ramirez for out number 2.
So,
the super fight between Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor begins Friday with the weigh-ins live on FS1. Then Saturday on Fox. Check out a special pre-fight show at 6. Huge prelims card at 7. Don't miss post-fight commentary and interviews on FS1. Mookie Betts 0 for 2 on the night. I get what you're saying, but I mean, even when you get to 2 strikes,
yeah,
it just,
well, it's been quiet in here for even the first 3. You know, this is the 3rd game, and they really got crazy. It was late in the game when they came back to tie it in game 1.
All right, it's 0-2 with 2 down in the inning.
I see what you're saying. That you want these people up clapping to get a strikeout and let's go. You want to hear something, right?
Well, you came to the ball game. You're allowed to get up and get rowdy, right? They're enthralled.
They're clapping in slow motion.
The 0-2 in the air, right field. Jay Bruce makes the catch. Corey Kluber retires the side in order. He has struck out 9 on the night, but the Indians trail it 1-0. Bottom of the 6th inning. Heart of the order due up for Cleveland. Drew Pomerantz nearing the 100 pitch mark. Action in the Boston bullpen as we begin this home half of the 6th inning. Edwin Encarnacion is 0 for 2 on the night. Takes down low, ball 1. That'll even the count at 1-1.
I look at Pomerantz now, and he regularly gets to about the 100 mark. Most he has is 123. That was against the Yankees back in June 6th. 13 times.
Curveball fouled off.
Over 100.
And it's 2-2. John Farrell, Carl Willis, I'm sure they've got an idea how they want to play this with Pomerantz nursing a 1-0 lead in the 6th. Full count. Pfister went the distance, so they've got a rested bullpen.
Yes, they do. That was Boston's 5th complete game.
Low, ball 4. Leadoff man aboard for the Tribe here in the home half of the 6th. 4th walk allowed by Pomerantz tonight. And that will bring up Jay Bruce. 57% strikes for the left-hander.
And he's almost spot on with his pitch counts. He's thrown 59 fastballs tonight out of his 100 pitches and 35 breaking balls. Well, maybe not as many, just a couple less curveballs, but he's right on. He's basically a 2-pitch pitcher.
Jay Bruce taking the first pitch for a strike. Jay, an infield single his first time up, and then last time up he got smoked by a fastball on his right shoulder. Tried to get up on top of that high fastball, fouling it back, and now he's in the hole 0-2. And now with the 0-2 count, the Red Sox go into their shift. They send Devers, the third baseman, all the way over between the hole at first and second.
That's how he got his base hit the first time up. Nice.
Shoots it to left. Holt coming in, makes the chest high catch. Well, maybe Bruce was going to line one into the grass, but instead it's out number 1. And here comes John Farrell, and he's going to go to the bullpen.
Well, he did a nice job of staying back on the curveball and take it where it was pitched, down and away. They were playing him a little shallow and left, and in comes Holt to make the play. And not a bad at bat. John Farrell has seen enough. He's going to make the call to the bullpen.
It's the Cleveland Clinic call to the bullpen here in the 6th inning with 1 out. Joe Kelly will be coming on when we come back. 1-0 Red Sox. First round pick of the Indians did a nice job tonight for the Red Sox.
Yeah, he mixed it up well, changed the eye levels, had a good curveball and a pretty firm fastball. And he did walk 4, but he struck out 9 and really controlled. Only gave up 2 hits, 1 infield hit to Bruce, and Brandon Guyer got one to the outfield. And other than that, not much going on. He did hit a batter, but he gave John Farrell and the Red Sox everything he was looking for. As you mentioned, rested bullpen, so they can go out there in that 6th inning and they have no problem with it.
Brandon Guyer will be the batter. He is 1 for 2 tonight. Guyer with a single his last time up.
Joe Kelly in game 1 pitched an inning in the 3rd, had 1 strikeout, but he was getting it up high 90s, had a couple in the 100s, and also threw some nice curveballs or breaking balls.
Last night, Francisco Lindor homered to lead off the game for the Indians in the bottom of the 1st, and that was their only hit of the night. And so far here into the 6th inning, they have just 2 hits: an infield single by Jay Bruce in the 2nd, and a line drive to left by this guy, Brandon Guyer, in the 4th.
Where does he think Eddie's going? I mean, seriously, look at him laughing. What, are you kidding me?
Frankie with his mid-game snack.
Frosted Flakes.
Up and in, 2-1. Guyer sends a high fly ball left field. And Brock Holt will make the catch. 2 down. Baseball doubleheader coming up on FS1 this Saturday. Mets Nationals with coverage beginning at 3 Eastern. And then the Indians host the Royals at 7. It's on Fox Sports 1 and streaming on Fox Sports Go. Yandy Diaz 0 for 2 has struck out twice tonight. .99 miles an hour and right at the bottom of the strike zone. Chopped to short. Bogarts inning-ending force. 6 complete. It's still Boston 1, Cleveland nothing. Baseball is brought to you by the injury lawyers at Elk & Elk, proud partners of the Cleveland Indians. Call 1-800-ELK-OHIO. By the stylish 2017 Kia Optima. And by Smart Path Forward. Lakeland Community College is your Smart Path Forward. Enroll now. Andrew Benintendi will lead off the 7th inning for Boston. Chopper up the middle. Backhanded by Ramirez. Off balance throw. Scooped by Encarnacion, but Benintendi beats it out.
Really good effort. Great play. Hosey was running full speed, and by the time he really couldn't get anything on that ball, realizing he has to get rid of it in a hurry. Benintendi beats it out, but a great effort here. And a nice pick by Encarnacion. Awfully close, but it'll go as a base hit. That'll be Boston's 3rd hit tonight.
Hanley Ramirez has struck out twice. Once looking at a fastball, once looking at a breaking ball.
Oh, what a pick. That was one we talked about earlier, where you say you don't know what it's going to do, but boy, oh boy, how that went in, I don't know. And it saved a base. That's really, look at Combs. He just, great save. It's like a hockey goalie there. Just happens to go into the glove.
Well, you do it enough times, and yes, while there is a modicum of good fortune involved, it's the skill of being back there day after day after day and working on all those balls in the dirt in spring training and all the various drills you do. The 1-1. A little high. It's been a stellar matchup. Mitch Moreland with a solo homer in the 5th, the only run of the game. Swung on and missed, and that infield single by Benintendi, only the 5th hit in this game tonight.
Yeah.
And you think about Benintendi, Nunez, Jay Bruce, 3 of the 5 hits haven't left the infield.
Exactly. These guys have, the pitchers have dominated, no doubt. One little cutter is the difference in the game, but tip your cap to a guy that gets that pitch and he hits it out.
Ramirez can't get to it, and he has struck out all 3 times tonight. Corey Kluber with another double-digit strikeout performance. He has fanned 10 in the game.
Well, the way he came out of the gates tonight, you could tell it was going to be a special night because everything was very sharp and crisp. It looked like he had a little more on his heater tonight. The breaking ball has been sharp, and you can see 10 strikeout games, most in a single season. Kluber at 13. Ties Sam McDowell back in 1968 when the mound was up there.
Ripped to first. What a play by Eddie. And he gets him out at first. He had a double play, but the ball scored it free.
That doesn't matter. That's still a great play. That's a double. And there's a really good chance you can score from first base. I mean, he wanted to think double play, touch the bag and throw from his knees, but the ball came out of his glove. So the only thing you can do is get that out at first base. But I think it really did save a run. Benintendi can run a little bit, but you get the out. You now have two. You go after Bogaerts. Good play.
That was weird because he caught it, and then as he went, I think, to get the ball out of his glove, that's when it popped out.
He was certainly thinking double play, tagging the bag and making the throw down there from his knees.
Not bad for a guy that hasn't seen much action at first base.
No kidding. Yeah, last night we mentioned it was the first time he played
in a month.
First base since the All-Star break when we went to San Francisco.
Well, big out now for Kluber to get. Xander Bogaerts 0 for 2 tonight. Fouled off the end of the bat, 1-1. Had a healthy hack, but fouling it right back, and now it's a 1-2 count with 2 down here in the 7th. Scoreboard urging the crowd to make some noise. There is the 1-2 pitch. Got him looking. Kluber's 11th strikeout of the night. The Red Sox strand a runner in scoring position. Stretch time in Cleveland. Indians down 1-0. One 1-0 Boston. Joe Kelly, who got the final 2 outs of the 6th, stays on to start the 7th. Yan Gomes, Gio Urshela, and Francisco Lindor due up. Gomes has struck out twice tonight. Addison Reed up in the Boston bullpen. Slow chopper to short. And Bogarts throws out Gomes, 1 away. Cricket, something to smile about. Smile and say cheese. As the Indians gathered for the team picture before today's ball game.
Always fun. Had a beautiful day for it.
How many of those has Mike Segui been in?
I would say 40, 43.
Always seems like an
Since
odd
1975
time to take it, in August.
Well, September, you may have call-ups, but usually that's the time when most of the team that has been here all year is here.
Line to center. And a catch by Benintendi. 2 down. Gio hit it hard, but
that line drive got a good jump on it, picks it up before it hits the ground, and out comes John Farrell now. He's going to make a move, and that ball was sinking on Benintendi, but he made the play.
Addison Reed will get the call from the bullpen. He'll be next to face Francisco Lindor when we come back.
In town, and the first 12,500 fans will receive an Edwin Encarnacion jersey. That is courtesy of Meritech. Plus, from 5 to 7, fans can enjoy $2 Miller Lights out in the right field district. Stay for the fireworks presented by Pierre's after the ball game. Go to Indians.com for your tickets.
New pitcher is Addison Reed. Reed came over from the Mets at the trading deadline. And he'll be on to face Francisco Lindor.
Yeah, it was his first outing in Boston in a Boston uniform. Santana took him deep to make it a 1-run game.
First ball swinging, Lindor smokes it foul. Hit the camera, hope it didn't break that guy's lens.
That sounded like it hit something pretty hard.
Well, if it hit
that Chris?
guy, it hit that guy, it's pretty hard, but it didn't do any damage.
Hit him in the head. That's hard.
Pulls it foul. In Pittsburgh tonight, Rich Hill, perfect through 8 for the Dodgers. and in. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, but the only thing wrong there,
no score.
That's right. The Dodgers don't have a run.
Lined up the middle. Oh, what a diving stop by Bogaerts. And he throws him out. Terrific defensive play turned in by Lindor's counterpart. And we'll go to the 8th with Boston up 1-0. Is presented by authority of the Cleveland Indians and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians. Eighth inning. Corey Kluber still out there for the Indians. He's only made 93 pitches to this point. And that pitch is hit in the air to left. Geyer moving over toward the line, has room, makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out. Miller time brought to you by Miller Lite. Corey Kluber has racked up another 11 strikeouts tonight.
Boy, and he's been on point. He's thrown the ball so well tonight. And one guy hit a ball out of the ballpark, and it's a difference in the ball game. Only 3 hits for Boston. He has been total control, hasn't walked anybody. Corey Kluber has been dynamite. And the offense has got to find a way to get him a couple of runs.
Give you an idea how good Corey Kluber has been here tonight. Xander Bogaerts is the second best hitter in the American League. He has 64 2-strikeout hits this year in that category. And he's has struck out. When he gets to 2 strikes, Kluber has struck him out twice in the ball game. So even a guy who's really good at hitting when he gets to 2 strikes.
Yeah, good pitching will always win
dominated.
out, boy. But this has been Corey Kluber for quite some time, for a number of months since coming off the DL.
One and 2 to count on Christian Vasquez.
Yeah, you go back to June 1st, and it's just been start after start after start. The same thing.
And Vasquez out admiring. A dirty dozen for Corey Kluber.
Again, the movement. Check it out. The breaking ball locks him up. Gets a call on the inside corner. And there you'll see it's a Kluber kind of night.
Back on the 4th of July, remember Kluber pitched here at Progressive Field against the San Diego Padres. He went 8 innings, gave up 1 run, and lost 1-0.
That's right. And again, that Colorado game I talked about, where it was 1-0 going into the bottom of the 9th.
And then they came to the rescue.
They did. Holland, the closer. But right now, Corey, he knows what he has to do. He can't afford to give up anything else, and hopefully you can get a quick out here, and he can certainly come back for that 9th inning.
Kluber with a 1-2 in the dirt. The 2-2 down and in. Payoff pitch. Got a piece. And Rockhold stays alive. Couple of shakes, now a nod of the cap, and the 3-2. Missed everything. And Holt to first on the 2-out walk. And that is the first walk issued by Kluber here tonight. And so that turns it over to the top of the order and Eduardo Nunez.
Second baseman Eduardo Nunez.
This tells you everything you need to know about how much Terry Francona trusts Corey Kluber. Even though he's over 100 pitches, he didn't even have anybody up in the bullpen until right now.
Yeah, well, no doubt it's his ball game. And, you know, this is going to be a tough out for him to get. I mean, Nunez is 1 for 3, but it was an infield hit. But, you know, he's been on point again. No stressful innings. This would be the time, if you're going to try and steal a base, you do it here with 2 outs in case you could get a base hit.
The 1-0. Tried to hold up, did he? He didn't go. 2-0. Tyler Olson is up in case both Nunez and Betts were to reach, because then you got Benintendi due up after that. So it's Kluber's game for both Nunez and Betts. And down to a knee goes Eduardo Nunez as he swings through that pitch.
That was almost like the first pitch of the game that he took a hack on a fastball, thinking he was going to get it. This time he's got a 2-0 count. He knows he's getting a fastball. He does, and he's a little tardy, but goes to one knee.
Oh, did that hit him? Yes, it did.
Well, that may be because he was on one knee. Well, this pitch is coming inside, and there it is. Back of he had the elbow pad on.
Nunez very deliberately and very slowly walking to first, and he glanced out at Kluber a couple of times. Mickey Callaway taking a trip to the mound. And Boston has runners at first and second with 2 down.
Well, that's what happens. You take a 2-0 hack like that, you're going to get one. Then wear it. He may know it, so you got to go to first base. They got Jay Bruce earlier in the game. Not to say that they were throwing at him for that. I think it was the 2-0 swing myself.
Mookie Betts is 0 for 3. He has popped up, struck out, fly to right. Low and away, ball 1. Lindor asks for time. He wants to come in and say something to Kluber. Or maybe more than anything, he wanted to make sure that whatever signs that were flashing, he was on the same page with both Kluber and Gomes. When you think about it, not including the home run because Moreland just circled the bases. It's only the second time Boston's had a runner standing on second base.
Yes, I know.
So Lindor hasn't really had to worry about looking in much, trying to figure out what the signs are. But a crucial moment right here in the game. 2-0 pitch in there for a strike. No doubt this is the last batter of the night for Corey Kluber, one way or the other. Painted on the outside edge, 2-2.
Back into the count after falling behind 2-0, and he just throws a beautiful slider on the outside part of the plate. Little cut fastball there.
Now they are up on their feet. Kluber with the 2-2. Grounded towards third, diving off the glove of Urshela into left field. Holt will score. 2-0 Red Sox. And so Boston gets a clutch base hit from Mookie Betts. He put it in play, bounced it to third. Urshela gave it a diving effort. He's been so good all year long, but that time he could not reel it in. And that will spell the end of the night for Corey Kluber.
Yeah, he went with that 3-2 curveball. He got it over there, just got through the infield. So they will get an insurance run here in the 8th inning, but what a performance by Kluber. A walk and the hit batter to get the guys on base and a clutch 2-out base hit.
A 2-0 Boston lead. Andrew Benintendi coming to the plate. And the batter, or the new pitcher, is Tyler Olson, on for the 13th time this year. He's done a fantastic job working out of the pen. And right now, he is the only left-hander with Andrew Miller on the disabled list.
Well, stop it right here. Keep it a 2-0 ball game.
Olson just missing there, 1-1. Outside with it. 2 balls and a strike. Way off the plate, and now 3-1. Olson has only walked 2. His 9 1/3 innings of work with the Tribe. He has struck out 13. Comes back to even the count, or run the count full with that fastball.
Yeah, Benintendi taking all the way right there. He was going to make him get into the strike zone. That way runners get a head start on the bases. Good chat by Gomes.
He's held left-handed hitters to a 3 for 21 mark. And that's exactly why Tito went to him here.
He's on for this hitter and this hitter only, no question. He wants an out.
Payoff pitch, runners go, ball 4, and the bases are now loaded. And we're going to get another pitching change. Joe Smith ready to come on and face Hanley Ramirez. And we'll be right back.
Sunday for KeyBank Kids Fun Day, and after the ball game, stick around because all the kids, you get a chance to run the bases, presented by Cleveland Clinic Children's. Visit Indians.com for your tickets.
Joe Smith will come on with the bases loaded and 2 down to face Hanley Ramirez.
For the Indians, now taking the mound is number 38, Joe Smith. And batting for Boston will be the designated hitter, Hanley Ramirez.
Joe Smith came over from the Blue Jays at the trading deadline. He spent 5 years with the Indians from 09 to 13. So far with the Tribe this year, he's pitched 6 2/3 innings. He's allowed a couple of hits.
Well, and bases loaded situation now. Boston, if they can get a hit, will blow this one wide open. The Indians getting out. They're still in business.
Ran it in on him, jammed him, and it's ruled foul.
Stayed tight.
Ramirez striking out all 3 times against Corey Kluber tonight.
Yeah, he's thrilled to death that he doesn't have to face Kluber anymore. But this is no easy battle either.
Pretty good pitch right there from Smith, and I guess it was just off the plate inside to even the count.
Well, he swung at it the first pitch, so he was going to stay right in there, see if he'll swing at it again.
Flips one in there, the off-speed pitch to put Ramirez down to the count 1 and 2. So when Hanley stepped in the box, those numbers tell you he expected that ball coming bearing in on his thumbs. He's faced Joe Smith enough to know. Goes back in there, checks his swing. He went too far. Smitty strikes him out. The Red Sox leave him loaded. Bottom of the 8th coming up. It's Boston 2, Cleveland nothing. Addison Reed got the last out of the 7th, stays on here in the 8th. It'll be Austin Jackson, Jose Ramirez, and Edwin Encarnacion duo. Got him to go up the ladder. Might have been just a shade high out of the strike zone, but Jackson fouling it off. It's 0-2.
Yeah, once you get it started, he couldn't hold up and fouled it off. But now the battle starts.
He's been very good hitting with 2 strikes. A .282 average this year with 2 strikes. So you got 2 of the better 2-strike hitters in the league in this game tonight, with Bogarts at shortstop and Jackson right here. He's battled it back to even the count at 2-2.
Again, this is his 4th at bat. He's seen 24 pitches tonight. And there you go, a tough one to lay off, and you have to protect with 2 strikes, so you foul it off.
Ground ball, Hart sharply hit to second, but Nunez will throw him out. 1 down. Taking a look back at the storylines brought to you by Mazda. Corey Kluber bidding for a 4th straight 200 strikeout season. Reached that early in the ball game in the 2nd inning.
Yeah.
His 13th game this year where he struck out 10 or more. Drew Pomeranz, though, was just as good and just 1 swing of the bat better. In fact, you could look at Corey Kluber's performance tonight and shake your head and say, boy, sometimes life's just not fair. But if you really want the prime example of that, just look a couple hours east of here, where Rich Hill took a perfect game into the 9th, watched his defense commit an error that cost him the perfect game, and then that's blooped down the left field line, just foul. And then in the 10th inning, he gives up a leadoff home run to Josh Harrison that cost him the game.
Right, after throwing 9 no-hit innings.
1-0 Pirates.
Well, this has been the story of the night. You know, Austin Jackson hit one possibly down the left field line. It was close. This one right here, both of them foul.
Ramirez puts a jolt into one to fairly deep left, but Brock Holt able to get back there and make the catch. 2 down. And that will bring up Edwin Encarnacion, who is 0 for 2. Edwin lays off. A tough pitch, low and away, 2-0. Craig Kimbrell is up in the Boston bullpen. That's their closer.
They had Scott up.
Edwin drills it deep left. Indians are on the board. Home run number 29 for Edwin. And it's a 2-1 ball game with 2 down in the bottom of the 8th. RBI number 74. It's his 7th home run in his last 13 games.
Well, they're on the board there, and it's a breaking ball. He left it out over the plate. Eddie did not miss this one. He gives it a jolt. His 29th. And the Indians just one swing away now.
And Jay Bruce to the plate. Jay Bruce, an infield single in the second, lined out to left his last time up. Pulls it foul off the facing of the Boston dugout. Breaking ball down and in, 1-1. Popped up, foul near the Indians dugout. Out of play. And now Jay Bruce behind 1-2. Now the 1-2. Bounced it in there. 25,346 making some noise here in the 8th. Thrilled by the homer by Encarnacion. But that insurance run added by the Red Sox in the top half of the inning.
Big difference, wasn't it?
Is the difference now. 2-2. Down and in, full count. Don't count him out. He's saying look for the breaking ball. Let's see if Jay Bruce is sitting on it. He struck him out to end the inning. Edwin got a breaking ball and knocked it out of here. The Indians are on the board. They trail it 2-1.
One-run lead over the Tribe at 2-1. Edwin Encarnacion just 1 yard for the 29th time this year to make it a one-run game. Along with Jensen Lewis, Al Pulowski. Jensen, tonight the offense struggling to get runs off Drew Pomeranz.
Sensational pitching matchup tonight.
Wow.
Exactly what we thought it would be. Pomeranz been amazing on the road. Hey, we've seen Craig Kimbrell blow it before. Got to hold it right here and get to the bottom half.
Indians Live coming up right after the ball game. It's brought to you by Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care. For the call of the ninth, back upstairs we go. Matt and Rick, take it away.
Thank you, Al. Here is Rafael Devers, 0 for 3 on the night. Devers, Xander Bogaerts, Mitch Moreland for Boston. And looking to the bottom of the ninth, Brandon Guyer, Yandy Diaz, Yan Gomes due up. Carlos Santana could be available to pinch hit tonight, is what we were told. We shall see. Up the middle. Diving stop by Ramirez, and for the second time tonight, the effort is for naught.
Well, when he went down sliding to catch that ball, he continued to slide. He couldn't get back up. Again, great effort. He gets to the ball, good range, but watch, he continues to slide on the grass. Couldn't get up right away. That's just how he had to catch that ball. He had to go so far to get it. So it'll go as another single.
And snaps an 0 for 16 slump for Rafael Devers. And if you're going to put up all those gaudy numbers right out of the chute, you might as well have your first slump too.
Well,
he's experienced just about everything that a major league player can experience in his first 20 some odd games. What is this? His 24th game. But the 20-year-old seems to be wise beyond his years.
Yes, he does.
In terms of baseball skill. And
when he gets in the batter's box, he looks like he knows what he's doing. I'll tell you that.
Tito before the game said he thought John Farrell should sit him down for a little while and let him really you get a real feel for it since he's so good, since everything's going so bad for him. Yeah. The other thing he said, though, he says he likes about him, he seems like he's just a kid that's enjoying the game and hitting the ball where it's at. He goes, you hope a kid like that can keep that kind of enthusiasm, especially when they're not here.
Well, you know, it is great when you get off to a start like he does and their eyes are on you right out of the chute. I mean, he came up hitting home runs and getting, you know, the series he had against the Indians, so everybody's focusing on you. You can't forget he's 20 years old. They're going to learn how to pitch him. They're going to find his zones. They're going to attack weaknesses. It just takes a while. But he's a talented young man.
Punched it toward center. Jackson grabs it on a hop. He'll try to throw toward third, but not in time. Devers is there safely. Red Sox at the corners with nobody out. And as I said when he was up before, this guy, that's his 65th two-strike hit on the year.
Well,
second most in the American League.
You can't tell me he wasn't looking for that pitch, because that was 6 inches off the plate. And he knew he was just going to slap it the other way. It sends Devers to third base. They have first and third now with nobody out. And boy, they're in hot water now.
Well, Mitch Moreland is 1 for 3. His home run got Boston on the board in the 5th. Indians shift. And the infield is in.
This was the one swing, that cutter off Corey Kluber, that made it a 1-0 ball game back in the 5th inning. And for a while, it looked like it was going to stay that way. They were able to add an insurance run in the 8th. The Indians responded. It's a 2-1 game. And they're trying to keep it that way right now. They have their work cut out.
Back out of play. A ball and 2 strikes. Gomes had it go to the backstop. Here comes Devers. 3-1 Red Sox. Bogarts to second. He got a glove on it. This ball took off on Joe Smith.
He's looking for that sinker down. It gets up, but it just goes off the top of the glove. It looked like it was a catchable ball. But that didn't have the movement on it I think Yan Gomes was expecting. That thing took off on him. We'll see how they score it, but it's another run for Boston.
They'll charge Gomes with a pass ball. And will make the out at first as he tags the bag. Bogarts goes to third. And now the infield will be drawn in for Christian Vasquez. He is 0 for 3 on the night. He pitch out. Nothing doing.
Well, thinking that something might be on here with 1 out, trying to get 1 more run if they can, but there was no go.
Yeah, Vasquez doesn't even have a sacrifice on the year.
Well, he doesn't have a bat either. He's got to go get a new one. He just got inside on that one.
He sacrificed a bat. Red Sox here in the 9th with the runner at third, 1 out. And Christian Vasquez trying to get a big insurance run home from third now.
Good pitch down and away after running one in on the hands. You get to the bottom of the strike zone right here. He's away with it. He just broke his bat. So, you know, you're looking in there again as a hitter. Smitty throws a beautiful pitch on the outside corner.
Now the 1-2. Swung out and missed. He went up the ladder and struck him out.
Really
2 down.
nice sequence.
Now the infield can back up.
Very nice sequence. This is the one that went off the glove of Gomes earlier to allow them to score. Was that fastball a little firmer, didn't have that movement. You can see it side spin. But he elevated, got the out. Well, 1 out away.
Upstairs, ball 1. Brock Holt walked and scored the go-ahead run, or the I should say, at the time it was Boston's second run. Gave him a 2-0 lead, so that when Edwin hit his home run, Red Sox still had the lead. Smash to left and a base hit. Brock Holt will have an RBI double, and the Red Sox with 2 here in the 9th. Now lead it 4-1.
Well, he stayed on it. He was looking for something, and he just got that sinker. That was pretty much middle of the plate there. That didn't move out of the strike zone. Holt stayed on it. Strokes it to left field. Gets a big 2-out base hit. And Joe Smith will be done.
Pitcher. The Indians now down 4-1 here in the 9th inning.
Something that Boston did last night, scored late in the game. You know, when it was, you felt it was a game that you had a chance to come back, they were able to add on. They do the same thing tonight. 1 in the 8th, 2 here in the 9th. Take a lot of that momentum after the Indians brought it to within a 1-run game in the bottom half of the 8th.
Eduardo Nunez looks at a pitch outside for Brian Shaw. That gets away. Down the third goes Brock Holt. That would be a wild pitch.
Yeah, it's a cut fastball that's down, and just one you can't handle. This one's in the left-handed batter's box, and Gomes can't be expected to catch that one down and away. Well, that'll bring the Holt to third base.
And now Shaw almost sent one to the backstop. 3-0. Blistered and goodbye. 10th home run of the year for Eduardo Nunez, and a 4-run 9th for Boston.
Well, you fall behind 3-0, and you know this guy's going to be swinging. The way he's hit against the Indians this year, that gives him 14 RBIs against him now. And watch the 3-0 pitch. He's trying to get a strike, and I'll tell you what, he's not going to spot him one. Line drive, out of here. It's his 6th home run since being with the Red Sox. 20 ribbies.
Strike to the outside edge. The inning is over, but not before Boston opens up a 5-run advantage as we go to the bottom of the ninth. Back in the 8th inning. Big hit by Mookie Betts off the glove of Gio Urshela, who was trying to make a diving stop. That made it 2-0.
Yeah, it did. Big hit in that ball game to give him a lead. He battled him. He got a breaking ball off the glove. Clutch hit, but then they came back in that 9th after the Indians brought it within 1, and they put 4 on the board. So, and they're still bringing on Craig Kimbrell, who was up. He's loose. He's going to pitch, even though it is not a safe situation.
Brandon Guyer, Yandy Diaz, Yan Gomes will bat here in the 9th. Swung out and missed. Another good fastball from Kimbrell. First one 98, that one 97. He is rearing back and throwing heat. And Guyer is out on 3 pitches. Tomorrow night in the series finale, it'll be Trevor Bauer and Chris Sale Another great matchup. Coverage beginning at 6:30 with Indians Live, and all the play-by-play action beginning just after 7 p.m. right here on Sports Time Ohio. He has a swing and a miss. He has struck out twice tonight. Bounced out his last time up. A little high. High again, 2-1. Twins leading the White Sox 3-2 in the 7th in Chicago. That's Irvin Santana on the mound for Minnesota. Royals losing at home to the Rockies at the moment. Threw it by him, 2-2. Colorado leading Kansas City 3-2 in the 6th inning. Full count. Boy, he knocks that one up to 100 miles an hour. And the payoff pitch is fouled right back.
Well, in a game like this, you figure I'm going to get a fastball and a 3-2 count, but you still got to try and center it when it's 98.
Now the payoff pitch.
Good swing, right, straight back. He had a good rip. You got to turn the notch up a little bit. But it's still tough to get on top. This will be pitch number 8 in this at bat for Diaz.
He's seen 100, 98, 97, 99.
I don't know if you see it, but you can hear it.
Yandy able to stay alive to see at least one more pitch. And he draws a walk. Heck of an at bat for Yandy Diaz. And the Indians have a base runner here in the 9th. That will bring up Yan Gomes. And Bradley Zimmer moves to the on deck circle. Fouled right back. 0-2.
He's just out there pumping fastballs, man. He's getting a feel. No surprise.
Blew it by him. 2 down. So Bradley Zimmer will bat for Gio Urshela here in the ninth. That fastball, top of the zone, and another swing and miss at 98. Zimmer getting his first at bat tonight. Urshela was 0 for 3. $16 pitches, 16 fastballs for Kimbrel. I'm not sure any of them have been under 97 miles. No, they haven't. I remember he came in at Boston. He started some hitters off with breaking balls, but here, 6-1 game, there's one just to get a feel for it, huh? And he first pitch, and he throws a dandy. .99 miles an hour, and the Indians are down to their last strike. I don't imagine there'll be much to the imagination with this pitch. And that one took off on him. Yandy Diaz still camped down at first base. Kimbrel's 1-2. Missed in. There you go. 19 pitches. All of them out of 20. He threw the one breaking ball to get ahead in this count. Last couple maybe overthrew a bit. Does he settle in with a hook? Yeah, strikes him out to end the game. And the Red Sox win it 6-1, and they take the season series as they have now won 4 of the 6 matchups, 4 of the 6 meetings, with 1 more to go tomorrow night. So Boston with a convincing victory here tonight as they pulled away late. It was a game until they put up 4 in the top half of the 9th inning. Boston goes to 20 games over 500, 73-53. Indians drop to 69-56. The winner is Drew Pomeranz. He's 13-4. Tough luck loss to Corey Kluber, who drops to 12-4 on the year. So one more go around tomorrow night, and it'll be Trevor Bauer against Chris Sale. It's not going to get much easier offensively. Yeah, for an offense that's really struggling right now. Yeah, I mean, they come back 1 hit yesterday. They did get on the board with a home run by Encarnacion to make it a 1-run game, but I'll tell you what, they're going to see a lot more of what they saw tonight tomorrow. So they got to regroup and get ready. But Boston right now, they're adding on late in the ball game that helped the last 2 nights. And the Red Sox made a deal to acquire Rajai Davis, who, if he gets here in time, could be in the lineup tomorrow night. For Rick Manning and Andre Knott, I'm Matt Underwood. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Indians Live with Alan Jensen is coming up next. We'll see you tomorrow night for the finale of this 4-game series between the Indians and the Red Sox.